What do you think Carol would have thought about this mission and knowing that you had accomplished this?
When she was starting to try to get through this, when she was starting to get sick, I wanted to get her up to her family in Virginia, and that was the most important thing to me, to make sure she was comfortable and well cared for. And she just wasn't having it. I mean, that woman loved her children more than anything on planet Earth. And she wanted those two girls to stay here, to stay in their school system and their friends and where they were comfortable. And she also knew how much this meant to me. And at that point in time, this meant nothing to me. Like, being an astronaut meant nothing to me. All I cared about was her and our two kids and keeping it as stable as humanly possible. But she did not want us to leave this area, and she wanted me to continue down this path and to just see where this journey took. And I don't know if she felt like she was responsible and therefore she didn't want me to leave, but that was definitely her desire. And then her family really turned to, and my family turned to, and they kept me on this train. It took a lot of support, because this is not where I expected to be at the end of 2020. I just wanted to run and hide, to be quite honest. But they all just kept me pointed in the right direction, and then to know that Ellie and Katie were in the back of Mission Control, and that was not planned. That was completely accidental, that they were there that morning when Jeremy made that talk, and when he spelled out her name, Carroll. I know that was really something special for me, but to be quite honest, to speak for the crew, that bonded us right there, right then, in a very, very emotional and significant way, and we will never forget that.
How do you describe the human bond that you have to be stuck in a little tiny space together for 10 days and you're still best friends?
It was a feature of the mission. You know, I think we worked really hard, technically, engineering, operationally, procedurally. We also worked really hard as humans to understand our limitations, and also as a team to understand our team's capability and strengths. And I think each of us knows we couldn't have done this alone. And we really had to lean on that, because you couldn't do anything alone in that spacecraft. Everything was a group activity, and we just got used to passing each other water or cleaning up the water. We spilled a lot of water when we wanted to drink, and so it just became natural. And I would say it wasn't learning to accept. I think we embraced it, and it became fun. I could crawl on Jeremy, and he could just crawl under my leg and get in his suitcase, and I didn't have to move. And we just learned to work with it instead of working against it.